This was the week where Disgraced New Yorker columnist and CNN contributor Jeffrey Toobin is beating the narrative, choking the gossip, and stroking his own ego by trying to make a comeback from, well, a mishap that he had recounted to him this week on CNN. Take a look.
In October, you were on a Zoom call with your colleagues from the New Yorker magazine. Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught masturbating on camera. You were subsequently fired from that job after 27 years of working there. And you, since then, have been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
You got it all right, sad to say.
Okay, so let's start there.
Okay.
To quote Jay Leno, what the hell were you thinking?
Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking very well or very much, and it was something that was inexplicable to me. I think one point, I wouldn't exactly say in my defense, because nothing is really in my defense. I didn't think I was on the call. I didn't think other people could see me.
Okay. Guys, there's cringe, and then there's what we just saw and heard, cringe. So a couple of, just one fact check thing there. According to the people on the call, he lowered the camera to show his parts, like to show himself masturbating. Now, I don't know. I feel like that means that you knew your camera was still on. Now, maybe he didn't know he was on the Zoom call, but like are we buying that it was just an accident and he thought that he couldn't be seen?
I mean, obviously I haven't seen that footage, but I mean, if there's people that are saying it clearly, if there's like witnesses that are saying that's clearly the way it looked, then I believe those people. It's kind of like, the whole thing is interesting though, because it's kind of like being named Britney Spears. Like she kind of had to be a pop star. Like him with the last name Toobin, he kind of had to get caught doing something with his Toobin. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point.
Well, I was wondering, I never knew if this went like public or got leaked or something, because I had no idea what it entailed. I thought people, I didn't know that it was they moved the camera down or any of that stuff. I thought it was they saw his face and were like, I think I know what he's doing. Well, who knows? So the New Yorker, I think it was New Yorker who he worked for. They got rid of him. They made sure he's not coming back. CNN accepted him. Honestly, the flip could have been more of the thing I would have thought would have happened. On CNN, your face, you have to continue to show your face and talk about serious issues. The New Yorker, maybe just you have a byline and your face is there and you write a piece. That's the one that people could forget about it sooner. They'd be like, oh yeah, I remember Jeffrey Toobin did something, but I haven't seen him speak in a while, so I forgot about it. When you put your face out there every week on CNN, and then they're asking you about what the hell were you thinking, which by the way, I didn't know Jay Leno made that very generic, normal statement.
Strange callback to Jay Leno in the year 2021. Cool.
She had a hard job that day. Let's just say, you know what I mean? Like, we don't pick her apart for that. I mean, can you imagine being in the meeting and being told, like, hey, so we decided you're going to be the one to do this one, girlfriend. It's like, okay, we can let her have that one. She probably was
very
mortified.
True. You're right.
I don't know when Jay Leno said it and why it was famous from him.
Right.
Right. But so this is the other thing. When you're going to have this kind of interview and you know that it's going to be played over and over again with a bunch of hard, stroke, soft, whatever jokes inserted, were they looking to get Aliysn Camerota on because she is a woman and maybe it feels like a woman is accepting this disgusting thing this guy was doing with his colleagues? Or if they had another guy on with them, maybe it seems like it's a couple of bros talking about their dick pics, you know? So yeah. I don't know what was the right balance. I feel like the right balance is to not talk about it.
Or have him not work there, because guess what? Had that been a woman, had that been a person of color, they would not have that job anymore. And it's it's also important to call that out, because I was watching it and I was thinking to myself, I mean, I guess if you had to make an apology for this behavior, I don't know what he would do differently than this. I guess it's in terms of, do I believe the apology? I guess so. I mean, like, it seems like he's contrite and has been working on it. But the fact of the matter is, we really shouldn't have to watch this, because the behavior was fireable. If you're caught masturbating, if you're working at a fast food joint, if you're working in a school, if you're working somewhere else, you lose your job and then some. And he did this in a professional environment. And I can't help but feel like had it been someone else, they wouldn't be in the position where he's on television, you know, making this statement. And then this woman wouldn't have to be in this position where she had to do this because it's uncomfortable and it's unprofessional. And we shouldn't have to deal with it.
Well,
I mean, I'm like, I have to say, when I saw this, I was like, oh, he wants his job back. And then I was like, wait, is he going to get his job back? And if he does, I simultaneously want to like sucker punch every single man in the nuts and like bend the knee to just how much of a power move it is to like just suddenly get your job, like utilizing your white male privilege, just like the pinnacle of it. Like, yep, and I just got because I went on television. I apologize. He does have more to say. And I just want to play this because his apology does feel and sound a little different. And I'm wondering, is there any way? Matt might say no, but is there any way to come back from something like this? Here he goes.
We've heard what I like to think of as the politician apology, which is, you know, I'm sorry if you were offended, which always sounds to me like I've said the words, now get off my back. That's exactly what I've tried not to do. I mean, I have tried, and I'm trying now, to say how sorry I am, sincerely, in all seriousness. Above all, I am sorry to my wife and to my family, but I'm also sorry to the people on the Zoom call. I'm sorry to my former colleagues at the New Yorker. I'm sorry to my current, fortunately still colleagues at CNN. And I'm sorry to the people who read my work and who watched me on CNN and who thought I was a better person than this.
Stop, dweeb. Get off.
The problem is he was getting off. So this is the problem here is I watched the whole interview too because we were talking about this before. And at the beginning of that also, first off, I'll address the apologies.
Yeah.
He knows the politician apology, as he pointed out there, and he's doing the opposite. It's part of his media tour. It's a I guess smart thing to do here. I don't know if his job getting back with CNN depended on this interview, or if they already just said, "Hey, you gave your job back, but here, just go talk about it," or if that was just some kind of that was the
like this is a stipulation for you coming back on air.
I wonder.
To have to,
and then he had to do it that way, probably. But so the part earlier on, he said he's been working on himself. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I did not
know.
And no one was even thinking about it that time. Now we're just in like a Mobius strip. Like we can't get away from it.
I'm sorry. He said he's working on. He said he's been going to counseling and working at a food bank, which is. I'm sorry if you're going to get to that. I don't know if you're going to play that.
No.
He's been working at a food bank, which he said he might continue to do. What does working at a food bank have to do with you on a Zoom call with your colleagues?
Nothing.
Activating and then getting fired for it. And he said, and I'm learning about myself. I'm doing this, and I'm going to continue to work at food banks. I don't know why the food bank is this giveaway place. If you're not going to find Jesus, you find the food bank. Then everything is great. So you're serving people that have less than you, and that's going to make you think twice about the next time you're on a call with a really well-paying job and decide to do this. Why does that change it?
Yeah, I also feel bad for everyone at the food bank that has to chill with this flop dweeb. Because
totally,
like,
what's he gonna do?
Like
with the potato salad, I can't.
Because it's what you were saying is so true. Where if you're at the New Yorker, like I don't care who, I don't see the face of the person writing the article on CNN. Like, every time I see this guy, I'm gonna think about this. And if I'm working at that food bank, I'm looking at him across the bank, and I'm like, yeah, that's the guy who jacked off on camera. Yep. With I
think it's. I think you shouldn't.
And do I really want those mashed potatoes?
Exactly.
No, you don't. We got to move on, but I do want to say that it is interesting to see someone handle this in an adult way, and you know, when you're like, I wonder what it would be like if you saw someone handle this in an adult way, and then the answer is, I don't want to see that. Actually, I don't want it. Like, maybe I want that. No, I don't, because it just takes up even more space, and it just makes it even more about him. And suddenly now we're all invested in him and his wife and his and his kids. bitch, don't look at us. Don't look in the camera and say, I'm sorry to my wife. Tell her to her face. You know what I mean?
And you forget how embarrassing it is for the family until he says it. And then you just feel worse. It's like, it's like you're just descending as you're watching it, like, God. And there is a world where I don't have to deal with this. What is this, the multiverse WandaVision is talking about? Like, how can I get in that one? Like,
I don't know if I'm losing my mind. This is my last thought, I promise. I don't know if I'm the weird one about this, but I never care if you apologize to your wife. I don't care. That's up for her to decide.
Yes.
I don't know y'all's marriage. I don't know what kind of things you guys do. I don't know if maybe she's done some things to you in the past and now you're mad and getting revenge. I don't know. So you apologizing to your wife and she accepting it doesn't do me any good. I don't care. And if she doesn't accept it, I still don't care. That's between you guys. Yeah. So that's the only thing. Like, you have to tell the public, I apologize to my wife. I'm sorry to my wife. I don't know your wife. I don't care.
Bow out, dude. There's a million other people who should take this spot. He's been in the industry for decades. It's fine. Move on. Hire someone younger and cooler. But then again, it is CNN. And
with their dick in their pants, or maybe if they don't have one at all, maybe that. Like,
there you go.
Just move the hell on.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks so much for watching the Bitchuation Room podcast live stream. And while you're here, why don't you just subscribe to this channel? I promise it'll be good.